Howdy, howdy. We should be live and running. Hey, I had lunch with my aunt and uncle today, and something came up in the conversation. I didn't elaborate on a whole lot, but it made me start thinking about something. My aunt uses the Walmart Plus. They live in Plano, Texas. Plano, not plain old, but Plano. You can look it up on the map. Beautiful little city, and DFW suburb, I guess. What I don't know. It's down there in that area. Anyway, she was talking about the Walmart delivery is Walmart employees, and I looked it up. Yeah, it definitely is. But that brought up a question: if Walmart started hiring for drivers, since we all apparently like the delivery, would you apply to work for him? How you doing, good giggity? I know your answer to that one because you've had enough of the W-2 world already. Hey, you made your 2000. Yes, I finally did. Uh, got there. Actually, it was on January 1st. It wasn't midnight, but it was before the end of the first, so it still counts, right? But anyway, giggity, down in your neck of the woods, do y'all have the Walmart vans and the Walmart employees delivering Spark now? I didn't realize it was even in Texas until was talking to my aunt and she was talking about that. And that's in Plano, which you probably know where Plano is, and a few of y'all might know where it's at. But anyway, I didn't realize they were in Texas. You have not seen any. Well, I don't, Plano's getting real close to Wichita Falls, and I looked it up, and the average, what did I come up with? Where's my notepad? 1622 per hour in Texas, according to Indeed.com. That's the average. Now I clicked on Irving, Texas, and it was like 18 something, and then I clicked on Plano, and it was like 15 or 14 something. So, I guess 1622 an hour is the average, which in a lot of places, that is not much pay at all. But in Wichita Falls, that would be decent pay at some, and this will interest you, giggity. Apparently, the state of Texas had a raise. It wasn't as substantial of a raise as what I was hoping for them, but they went. Um, it's probably about a $2 an hour raise. A salary. But I just looked up the PNA, psychiatric nursing assistant one jobs, and it went up a little bit, but not much. But I really like delivering, and to be quite honest with you, I would probably apply for it. You know, I enjoy delivering. I like being out and about. And if they're going to pay for the gas and pay for me to deliver, but what I wonder is how many times are you actually delivering? Are you going to be picking? You'll probably be doing a little bit of everything. I would think you'd probably be loading, be a loader, a picker, and a delivery. But I don't know. They may. I'm sure it depends on the store and how much business they have. How you doing, Mr. Barlow? Bartow. I'm sorry. Yeah, my Walmart has a Walmart delivery van. I'm in New York. Well, see, that's what I thought. I thought it was up north mainly and maybe in California, but I figured it was up around PA and places like that. But I didn't realize it was down in south, Bentonville. They're going to be in Bentonville, Arkansas, because that's the end place to be for Walmart, obviously. But I just didn't know they was in Texas, and that just kind of made me think. The questions, if if you're doing Spark, which most of us have done it or at least know about it, there's that question at the end of it. If it's an apartment or a house or whatever, that's the data researcher wanting Spark drivers to give them for free so they can update their system so they'll know probably how to gauge how long an employee should take to deliver, whether it's an apartment or a house, a gated community or whatever. But all in all, I really personally think that I would apply. I mean, I don't know that they would hire me, but I don't know. I was just kind of wondering what y'all's thoughts were. Right now, that little poll question that I got going, it's showing 67%. We'll check it again before we close out tonight. See them bring the stuff to the van driver. Yes, in Texas, seen them at both the stores. I like to deliver for down around. Well, see, Giggity's down there too, but I guess that's a big area. So, you know, where he's at, there may not be offering that. And I also, talking about Houston, I believe it was Houston that I saw they're using the drones. And I watched a video on that, and they're like putting them in the little boxes. But the payload on those drones they couldn't carry a case of water. I do know that. I think what I read, the payload was like 20 or 22 pounds. So it would be small stuff. So I don't think we have to worry about drones anytime soon because of their delivery abilities, the capabilities of those drones. But the employed delivery drivers, like the video I put out last night, is Walmart Spark dying? That's a pretty good indication that in time it is going to be gone. It will be a thing of the past. There will be no more Walmart Spark. And your food delivery apps will still be there. Now they may switch, they could easily switch to drones, but I don't know that they're going to invest that kind of money and the liabilities involved in that, because you have to be FAA certified to even fly that drone. And that's going to cost them substantial money. And I don't think there's enough money in food delivery to cover the cost of paying a drone operator, unless they screw over the drone operators like they have us delivery drivers. But it'll be interesting to see. And 2023 is definitely going to be interesting. And I was on the live stream on Rideshare Radio the other night. I believe that's where I was talking about it. But yeah, it was, because he was asking what our thoughts of and what our plans were for 2023. And my personal thoughts is, if you enjoy doing the gig apps, that's great. But consider getting into other things, because some of these gig apps are going to be coming to an end, and there's no questioning in that. Food delivery, I think you're going to be okay on, but like your grocery delivery, Instacart, stuff like that, I don't think that's going to be a thing of the future. Now, from what I've heard Steve talking about, or Roger Radio talking about the dumpling and stuff like that, maybe that will be, but from what I'm understanding, that's a lot like just being a personal shopper. And if you got a group of people in the right mindset and they knew the people that was ordering groceries all the time, all they got to do is give them a little business card and set up their own business. Now, so I don't know. We'll see. But as far as Walmart Spark, I don't know how long it's going to take. I read an article said that they was going to hire 3,000 people by the end of 2022. And whether they did or not, I'm not sure. And see, the thing about and I wrote this down, Walmart's in-home delivery service is $19.95 per month or $148 per year with no additional fees, including tips, which are built into the membership price. Customers can extend one-time access to their in-home associate using an existing smart lock, a garage keypad, or by purchasing a new smart lock from in-home for $49.95. Walmart's going to get them over on that one, but I bet they wind up adding, if you want that, they'll probably add an extra dollar per month or $1.50, and you'll more or less kind of like the cable boxes, on your end cable, you would pay extra per month, or you could just buy your own, or even the modems for internet. You can buy them or you can lease them. I bet they wind up doing that. They'll probably lease some special locks for the in-home delivery. But I was talking to my aunt, and she has delivery done, but not the in-home. Well, I take that back. I'm not sure if she has it done because she did mention that my uncle picks it up, but it is available for her. But she didn't like the idea of somebody coming into her house, which I don't blame her. If I knew the person, okay, that's fine. But I don't think I would want to do the in-home. But I think they're going to wind up easing us, supposed independent contractors, easing us out of the Walmart Spark delivery. And that's just my opinion. That's not fact, and I have no proof. But look at it. How close is it to where you're at? What I'm getting at is don't depend on apps, especially Walmart Spark. I hate to say it because Walmart Spark was my go-to app. Basically still is, but this last few weeks is of course I got sick, so I missed a week, but it's tough. And I've been reading on Reddit. It's not getting any better, and it's all over. It's not just Wichita Falls, it's all over. There was a guy that made a comment on the video, and he was saying, or last night's video, he was saying that the offers that I was showing in that video, they were like $7 or $9 offers. He was saying that those would be excellent offers where he was at, and it's only going to get worse. So apparently, wherever he's at, it's gotten really bad. I cannot understand how anybody could take a $7 Walmart Spark delivery, and that's 2 deliveries. That's what, $3.50 a delivery. If I understand you coming from DoorDash or whatever, and you're used to $3 and $4 deliveries going 4 or 5 miles or whatever, and then you see $7, that's double the money, and maybe sometimes a little less money. But they're not comprehending that you're only going to get that one order in an hour. You might get 2. I've gotten 2. I know it's possible. I've been told you can get 3, but I don't know. That'd be really, really tough. But 2 is possible, but 1 is pretty much guaranteed. But how could you, even if you got 2, that's $14 an hour, minus wear and tear, minus gas. And you tell me how they're affording to do that. I don't think they can. And I don't think they can maintain that. And I think Emily said the other day something about we're just probably going to have to ride this out. And those seasonal drivers that wanted to make all that big money for Christmas are going to quit. And that's what I'm hoping for. Is maybe we'll get another year or 2 out of Spark. Maybe. Here. Plano? No, not going to happen. They already got employees driving. I don't know if it's how many Walmarts are in Plano, Texas. I'm sure there's 4 or 5, 6. I don't know. And I don't know if they're all having employee delivery drivers, but I'm not sure. Back in here, yes, in Texas, seen that both stores. Okay, I read that. I'm pretty close to the major airport, so I hope we don't get them That's something else about those drones. Even if you are FAA certified, you still can't fly within the military bases. You can't fly within so many feet or like a mile or whatever. I do know that, and I'm sure the national airports like DFW and the one there at I forgot the one what it's called, the one in Houston, but they're not going to be able to deliver there, even the little stuff. A driver said 4 reps from corporate were asking drivers what they thought about the app. They told them next year Spark is going to add flower shops and restaurants. I did hear, I think it was Steve that was talking about that on Right Your Radio, talking about a Walmart. I guess it was there around Denver or somewhere, Colorado, that they are going to build a nice restaurant, not in Walmart, but connected to Walmart. So, hey, Rodney, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Well, I'm doing great actually, just not making any money. How you doing, Mr. Alex? And if y'all haven't checked out Alex's channel, y'all really need to. And these folks that's got these channels, y'all check them out. And Alex is a good one. You can click on those little 3 dots over there by his name and right click on it, open a new tab if you're on a computer. And y'all check out his channel. He's got some cool stuff. I've been to Plano, expensive city. It's a nice town though. But yeah, a lot of places down there are expensive. You got Frisco, Plano, even Denton now here is getting really expensive. Used to, Wichita Falls was a lot cheaper to live at than some of those places like Grand Prairie and Arlington and Irving. Not so much anymore. I know back in probably the early 2000s, 2005, 2004, somewhere in there, you could get a 1 bedroom apartment in Arlington in a gated, nice apartment complex. And I think if I remember right, my friend was paying like $700 or $800 a month, and that was crazy. But now they're more than that here, or just as much. I don't think you can get a 1 bedroom apartment here anymore. And that was a pretty nice apartment complex, I think. But when I was there, they never had any problems. But yeah, it was used to. It's all expensive down there, but it's getting expensive everywhere now. But yeah, Plano and Frisco and places like that are a little, I think, in a little higher tax category or tax bracket. But anyway, oh, the poll question. It's kind of cool because it's at the top of my screen. I don't know if it's the top of y'all's or not, but it's showing 50% now. So it's a 50-50. So it's a split. So I don't know. I worked part time. I used to work full time at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. And then I worked part time at Walmart in the deli. And I didn't mind working at Walmart, other than when they hired a deli manager. She, we didn't get along too well, and I was caught up on my bills by the time she came along, so it wasn't no sweat off my eyebrows. I said, "Later, Tater," and I was out. Wasn't putting up with that crap. Anyway, I didn't. As far as working for Walmart, I know they're not as good as what they used to be because I've talked to too many people that has retired with Walmart and said how bad it's went downhill since Sam Walton died. You know, it didn't phase me because I didn't know how it was before, and just like new people now, it's not going to phase them. But as far as your benefits and stuff, if you can get some good hours and your manager, but Walmart's not a bad place to work for, or it wasn't, and I'm sure that's store dependent. Everything's dependent on something. But I got no issues with going to work for Walmart again. You know, I've got a few more years before I can collect Social Security. And I know Social Security doesn't pay that much, but I was hoping to supplement it with these gig apps. Oh, your girlfriend, Alex says, my girlfriend worked there for years before she moved to my city. The short time I worked there, it wasn't, but I think I worked there about 2 years. I enjoyed it, but I I had I got a good department manager, and but me and him had known each other for years, and he knew my situation, so he was always working with me on the schedule. And if I wound up having to work extra at Blue Cross, then I could flex my time around, and it all worked out. I don't know why that blocked that. Michael, yeah, I used to be a merchandiser for Anderson. They were out of Texas. Loved the job. Sucked that Walmart was their main client. Some store employees I liked, and some were. Well, you're going to get that everywhere. One of the things I didn't know before I went to work for Walmart is, and of course, some Walmarts don't even have a jewelry department anymore, but I didn't realize that the jewelry department wasn't owned by Walmart. It was contracted out to another company. It was kind of wild. I never knew that, and I think I think one of our we have three Walmarts, and I think one of them still has jewelry, and I think they took out the jewelry in the other two. I may be wrong, but I think so. When the oil bust happened in the mid '80s, that was the only job I could find. 385 an hour and never worked so hard. No regrets. Met someone that helped get me hired and next job. Yeah, yeah, I was a welder back in the early '80s, and when, like I said, when the oil fields when they collapsed, I made it through three layoffs. But we built big oil field equipment. Most of our equipment went up to Alaska, the big pipelines, and we had little separators. It separated your water and your muck and all that. I don't know how all that works with heat, and that's what I built was the fire boxes, big fire tubes. Fire went through them, but they had some of them steel pipes. It was probably 3-inch pipe, but the walls of that pipe were thick. And I watched a video on it. They'd make big old holes, like probably a 15 to 18-foot diameter. And I watched videos on those, and those things would just bounce with the pressure. Man, that's way off what we're talking about. And just talking about oil field made me think about that. And, whether you work in the oil field or not, if you live in Texas or Oklahoma, places like that, you know a little bit about the oil field. You may not know much, but you know somebody that works in the oil field and they've had conversations. So, and there's down there where Pork Chop lives, there's some big refineries down there, and all the way over to Galveston and towards Corpus. I've seen some of those big refineries and stuff. I don't know if those refineries are still in operation. We had one here outside of Wichita Falls, but it shut down years and years ago. It was a little gas refinery. The closest other one I know of was down towards a place called Seymour, Texas. Uh, man, I can't think of the name of the town, and a good friend of mine's from there. Uh, anyway, but yeah, the oil field did a bunch. I don't even think we didn't even have Walmarts here. The first store that we had that was like a Walmart was Target, or as my oldest nephew used to call it when he was little, Target. And then they built the Walmart. I think Uh, 80. Yeah, probably the late 80s is when we started getting the Walmarts. But yeah. Anyway, how's things going in y'all's area? I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about the recession and people's not spending money and all this. Y'all, is it hitting y'all pretty hard too, as far as your orders where you're at? You know, you're back. Well, hi, back. Uh, yeah, but business here kind of. I know, you know, January and February in the gig economy is always the slowest time of the year for that I've seen, and that's a slow time. It's slow and gloom, and yes, I am door dashing again. You know, I always referred to DoorDash as door. Well, not always, but in the last year or so, I've referred to DoorDash as door trash, and a lot of those orders really are. But I actually got a couple of not great orders, but decent orders yesterday. That's the only reason why I made any money yesterday. Really, I got one Spark order, and today I only got one Spark order, and I have sat in the parking lots and moved between the Walmarts and just driving around. But yeah, well, actually, I got three Spark orders yesterday, one today. It's been awful. Where's my phone buzzing? Yeah. Man, definitely hitting hard. I think it's more just the New Year's resolution stuff. And post holidays out, the entire Houston or metro area was gray in the middle of lunch time. Never seen that before. Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since I've DoorDashed. I on my video. Well, I don't know you watch it. I had DoorDashed. What was it? 8 times in the last 5 months. But I kind of was saying there for a while that if you have a good app, you don't have to multi-app, and it's true. But for my situation here in Wichita Falls, Spark is no longer dependable enough to just do Walmart Spark. I hate that, but it's just the way it is, and I'm gonna have to get back into multi-apping. I'm not gonna do the multi-apping like some people do because I really don't think that it is worth putting that many miles on your car that quick to make an extra $20 or $30. I just don't think it's worth that, but it's definitely gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to start multi-apping again. But and I got my. I don't know if y'all watch that video, but I got a copyright strike, or not a copyright strike. What do you call it? An infraction. Uh, yeah, my mind is blank. That's what happens when you get older. We're uh, anyway. I got in trouble for being 14 minutes late. Somebody had put on a comment to do something or like give a reason why you're late or something, and then it won't count against you. And I didn't do that. So, contract violation, that's it. First one I've ever had. And I've been doing DoorDash getting close, probably 2.5, 3 years. Never had one. But what had happened is I multi happened. Yeah, I had Spark running, Roadie running, Uber Eats running, and DoorDash. But I'd gotten a $16 Uber Eats order, and I got it was like a $14. No, it wasn't $14. It was 14 minutes late. It was like an $8 McDonald's order. But I thought I'll run over, and it was on DoorDash. So I thought I'll run over, get the Uber Eats order, and then I'll go pick up the McDonald's order. But the Chipotle, not Chipotle, anyway, the restaurant where I went to pick it up, it wasn't quite ready. So it caused me to be a little bit late and cost me a contract violation. And I guess it takes 100. It says something about it erases in your next 100, but if I don't start dashing more, you realize it'll be next year before that contract violation drops off. I don't know. Yep, one contract violation. And my acceptance rating was at 64% when I started this morning. That's now at 61%. So I'm really doing good, I tell you. But I got to kind of watch that. You got to strive for the same thing. Was supposedly late for a pickup at Wendy's on DoorDash. Oh, well, forgot to shut off my Wi-Fi. Didn't matter. Got it knocked off. Yeah, it'll drop off. And, it says that I can rebut it or whatever their terminology is on that. But I, I got no ground to stand on. I was late. I'll admit it. If you're wrong on something, just admit it. Don't try to make excuses or this or that. I was late, plain and simple. Now, I might could have said that I got held up in traffic or something, and maybe it wouldn't have got that contract violation. I don't know. But anyway, so 100 deliveries for the contract violation to disappear. I'm gonna have to do a lot more door dashing to make that go away. Of course, I got probably 4 or 5 now, so only 95 more to go. It's not a big deal, and who knows? 6 months from now, I may be working for Walmart driving one of them vans. I don't know. We will see. I'm not opposed to it though, for real. As long as they pay decent, because really, the average job, I'm just guessing here, between working fast food and the factory type jobs here, I would say your average pay is $10 to $12 an hour. So if if Walmart wants to pay, 15 or $16 an hour for me to deliver, I very well may do it. I mean, 6 months ago, I wouldn't even have considered that because I was averaging about $27 to $30 an hour if you're going to calculate it by the hour. I know everybody likes to calculate it by the hour. I don't really totally agree with that, but because it's more of salary type work. But if he's going to break it down, I guess that's what it breaks it down to. But now, with all these $7, $9 orders and sitting around in the parking lot, watching the birds and watching YouTube and things like that, I got to make money. I still got bills. So, as much as I hate to do it, DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub is horrible here. I don't know how if y'all do Grubhub, but it's terrible here. How you doing, T. Ron? Hope you're doing well this fine evening. We're supposed to have a cold front coming in. I guess down around Houston, y'all probably won't feel it, but I think it's supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow, which it's supposed to be real windy today. I think it was today. it wasn't really that bad, but the what wind there was a little cool. So T. Ron, let me ask you: would you, if you was going to do delivery driving? I can't remember if you do Spark or not, but if you was going to, would you go to work for Walmart? Is what I'm getting at. Doing delivery driving. That's what this whole thing is about. Is whether you would or not. That poll question: 58% yes. I it's a it's something to think about. I just I just don't know if they're going to push you like UPS does. I wanted to go to work for UPS a long time ago, but the more I watch them guys, and I'm not lazy, but I'm not a runner like some of those guys. Those people driving for UPS, they are they are stopped and they like jump out of those trucks. They're fast. Not all of them, but the majority of them are. They're not as fast as they used to be. I've been watching them lately. But used to, man, those guys are and girls are, man, they get her done. Maybe they just, I don't know how they pay. They may not pay by the hour. They may pay by the load. The quicker they get it dropped off, the quicker the end of their day. Maybe that's how they pay. I don't know. But as long as Walmart didn't put too much stress on the drivers, I would do it. Alex voted no, but I'd consider it depending on the loot and things. On the loot of things. Yeah. If it was going to pay $12 or $13 an hour, then no, I probably wouldn't. I'm kind of with you on that one. But if they're going to pay me, yeah. And that's just it. With everything as slow as it is, we've all probably had jobs and left jobs. And you was looking for the job that you left. You was looking for a job when you got the job that you probably left. So what I'm getting at, move on. Make the money, do what you need to do, and when something better comes along, move on. But yeah, a lot of it would depend on how much they paid, and that's what kind of because like I said earlier, what I've read on Indeed, 16.22 per hour to drive for Walmart, according to Indeed.com, and for Wichita Falls, $16 an hour would be decent. I would probably seriously consider that one. Now, if it was $19 to $20 an hour, there wouldn't be no considering. I'd be saying, where do I sign up? Because just not very many jobs at all pay that here. Like I said, most of them are $10 to $12 an hour. And they've got supposed to have the new electric vans coming out. Oh, that was something else my aunt was talking about. We had a good visit. I really enjoyed that. Was it Chili's, Cheddar's? I don't know. One of those kind of restaurants. She said they have robot waiters and waitresses. I guess it comes up to you and you put in your order and it takes the order. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool to watch. I don't like that idea because I'm old school. I like, well, more so I used to how the interaction with your waiters and waitresses and stuff like that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of waitresses. I've noticed more waitresses than waiters are kind of snooty. They're not. You get a good one and they're good. 100% they're good. But there's a lot more bad ones now than what there used to be. Used to, pretty much everybody was nice and just that interaction. And that's what kind of worries me about the future, my grandkids. How much socializing are they going to have when they get older. I was talking about it a while back, well, a few years ago. I went into, now it's not such a big deal, but it really caught me off guard because I went into Supercuts to get a haircut. There was probably 10 or 12 people sitting around. Every one of them's like this on their phone. Nobody talking. It's like being in a library. And that's what worries me about the way things are going is people are going to forget how to interact. And the ones that do interact very negatively. They want to gripe about everything. There's a lot to gripe about in this world today, but you got to take the good with the bad. But I'm just not real sure I like the idea of the robot waiters and waitresses and then nobody communicating verbally and physically. It's just wild how the world is going. For young people, they really don't notice it. I mean, they probably notice it somewhat. If you're in your 20s or something, you probably notice it a little bit, but not a whole lot because you grew up in the cell phone era and the Xbox era. When I was little, there was definitely no cell phones. And I was probably 12 or 13 when I think it was Intellivision come out with Pong. You had a little deal with a dial on it, and you played Pong. It was like tennis, more or less. Y'all probably know what it is, but it's a different world, and some things are getting better, but I'm not real sure. It seems like, and what I'm really noticing is the technology is increasing, but the dependability of it, like for your internet and your cell service, it's the cell service with the new 5G thing is worse than what it was when cell phones, when you first was started being smartphones came out, not the original cell phones when all you could do is call and text and play simple games. But technology is kind of going backwards in some ways because they're trying to put so many people on on servers and towers and stuff, and it just can't handle it. Just they're wanting to expand technology, but they only expand this part. They don't expand this part too to handle this part, and I think it's going to be a downfall. It'll have to get better. Only 12 watching. Oh, well, I feel good if there's 12 watching, 6 likes. Hey, that's better than nobody watching. But yeah, y'all hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying it. I know I'm just rattling, but it's fun just to talk. There's 7:31, and so I'm a nice in between. Was born into the society that still socializes traditionally versus watching it fade into what it was now. It's anxiety. Everyone is nervous or afraid to talk to each other. Yeah, that's true. And it seems like some people, if you try to talk to them, they're like you said. I think they're a little standoffish because they don't know how to take it. They don't know if you're wanting something or if you're genuinely just trying to be nice. And it's got to get better. If it don't, my grandkids, and especially like when you have grandkids, can you imagine how mine are? You're nowhere near as grandkids yet. I hope not, anyway. But can you imagine when your grandkids how society's going to be? I hope it gets better, but I don't know. I hate it when I have the stupid ear thing and they are talking, and you think they are talking to you. Uh, while they're out in the car, I have those bone conduction headphones, and when I'm doing like the shopping orders, I put them on. But the set I have now actually has the like a microphone that comes down, so I don't feel as weird now walking around talking. Because it people see the microphone and they know that I'm not talking to myself in the public. I do talk to myself, but not in the public. It's more about data service instead of cellular service. I hear you. If wireless tech is a huge part of our social divide, yet it's good. It's not good at all. Yeah. The 3G, I'm not a tech person on that stuff. Electronics, I used to, especially computers, I used to keep up with all the new stuff, the ins and outs. But over the years, I kind of lost interest. I mean, I still like it, but not like I did. Not enough to have a conversation with somebody that's really tech savvy. But it seems like back when we had even 3G, it was better. Now, I don't know. I'm sure it didn't require like it was talking about the data, it didn't require as much server space, I guess. And 5G, there's so much data that it's just piling up. Rod Share, Lisa, how you doing? How you doing? That was in a movie, wasn't it? Or was that Pacino? How you doing? My little friend. I watched a show with him the other night. Man, he's gotten a lot older. Of course, that was probably an older show too. I don't remember what the name of it was. He was, y'all probably may have seen the movie. He'd gotten out of prison, and another old gangster came and got him. Anyway, that's just me. I think the virtual reality and implantable body technology will be the final dagger into what we consider traditional socializing. Yeah, the embodied technology is. I've got some thoughts on that, but I won't voice them. Um, the virtual reality thing. Some of y'all probably know that I've only got one eye, and I'd like to see those those things they put on for virtual reality. I would like to try one to see if they work because 3D movies, y'all get the 3D glasses. If you got one eye, it makes no difference. It's nothing special. So I'm kind of wondering about the virtual headgear and stuff like that, how that is. Someday I'll find maybe one of my grandkids will wind up getting one of those, and I get to see what it's really like. But it's weird. But yeah, some of this stuff is going to be bad. Not good at all. Can we discuss updating the Walmart app? I have never done it, and I does everybody do it? Problems. Every time they have an update, yes, there is a problem. Never, ever, ever, I repeat, never update your Walmart Spark app as soon as a Walmart Spark update comes out. Never do it. Give it about 2 weeks, maybe even a month, because every time I have done it since I've been on Spark, issues have occurred. And there for a while, there was a lot of people rolling because you can roll back and go back to the previous version. But and that's just my opinion. You can ask Lisa what she thinks, but I would say never ever update it. Good talking to you. God bless. Okay, I enjoyed it, and I guess you're leaving. If you are, thanks for coming by and sharing your thoughts. And I completely agree with you. And with you saying God bless, you probably understand what I'm talking about when it comes to implantable body technology. It has to do with three numbers. And I'm afraid that's where, in time, where things are heading. And it's not good. But anyway. But seriously, anyway, yeah, I would not suggest updating right when a Spark app update comes out, because every time I've done it, I've had issues, and you can even call the tier two uh, customer driver support at Spark. Tier one, right when you call driver support, they don't know a whole lot. They're just reading off a scripted thing. But tier two, you start getting people that actually know, and most of them will tell you that they have updated and the updates didn't go through as planned, and they want to know what your situation is, and they actually make a ticket. Most of them will make a ticket out and then turn it in and give it to their tech people. It's they don't. It seems like they don't run beta test, for specific drivers. And I really think they probably should. When they put an update out, it seems like they just put it out to everybody and hoping it works. Like, maybe it will, maybe it won't. And 100% of the time for me, it's never worked. Still have the old DoorDash screen. I'm looking at the app settings, and the background app refresh is turned on. I guess that means it's been updating, but in the App Store, it looks like it needs to update. I'm confused now. I don't know what version you have. Let me look, because this version I'm using right now, and they may be a new update out. I'm not real sure. I'm using 3.16.0. And when this one came out, it was crashing. And it would get to where you wouldn't get any orders. Somebody sitting next to you would have the older version, and they'd be getting orders, and you could be sitting there like side by side, and you wouldn't get any orders. With the old version, they were getting them. I think I have spoilt our dog. Emily told me I have. I don't know if y'all can hear her whining. When I come in the evenings, I give her a treat, and I kind of maybe gave her a little extra treats later, and I'm regretting it now, because now she sits there and whines. You don't need to go outside. She's got food. She's got water. And Emily said it's because I've spoiled her. And I've only done it a couple of times, but I guess I'm going to have to break and just not do that. 3.170. What did I say? Oh, I got. Okay, so I've got 3.160. If 3.17 is working for you, well, she's walked away now. I know she used to not ever jump up on my leg, but now she'll come up here. But if 3.17 is working for you, I'd leave it alone, even if there's a new update, and let that new update circulate and let them work out the kinks, because I guarantee it'll have kinks in it. And even the driver support tier 2 will tell you that new updates will have kinks in them, or a good driver support agent will, not one that just tries to sugarcoat everything. But anyway, 57% said that they would consider going to work for Walmart doing delivery driving. And I bet if I'd asked the same question 6 months ago, it probably been closer to 10%, if that. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a poll question, that same poll question, over on the community tab. If y'all ever go to like the home pages of the gig tubers or any YouTuber, um, click on their community tab, because sometimes they post stuff there that you may not have seen, and you may get a notification of it, and you may not. But anyway, what I'm getting at. I'm going to post that on that community tab. Let's just kind of watch it. Go ahead and vote. If you voted this time, vote again, and then come back and check on it. Because once you vote on it, then you can see the updates on it. But it's interesting. But like I said, I bet 6 months ago, I wouldn't even have considered it. But with the new things that are going on with Spark and them hiring as many drivers as they did, they have ruined it. And I know there's still people waiting and begging to get on Walmart Spark. And just like in the video, I can't honestly say that I would recommend it anymore. It may be good in your area, but it's certainly not good in a lot of areas, because it's not good here. And then I reread it quite a bit, and it's all over. There's a lot of people complaining about Spark. And it's somebody had put something about, if you're new to Walmart Spark, enjoy the good money, because after about 50, I think they said 50 deliveries, maybe 100 deliveries, then you're going to be just like us and getting those $6 and $7 orders for 5-10 miles. She's over here now. I don't know if she can get up this high. Let's see, where's my hand at? Can you get up here? Come here. Come here. Come on. Jump up here. I don't know if you can see her or not. I don't think you can, no. Well, I think I saw the top of her head. Come on. She's too big for me to pick up. Ah! Okay. She's a good girl. I'll be the first to admit, I'm really not a pet person. But no. But she is a good dog. She really is. Reba is her name. Reba. She's a good dog. And what is cool, well, I say it's cool, but one of the things that I do like about her is she's not a barker. She will bark, but not very often. There's dogs next door over here, and there's dogs over here now. And they'll be going crazy, and she'll just kind of walk out there, mind her own little business, do her thing, walk around in the yard, and come on back in. Doesn't bark. Unless you don't let her in. And then she'll stand at the back door and she'll bark a couple of times and give you a few minutes, then bark a couple of times and give you a few minutes. But she's a good dog. Like I said, I'm not a big pet person, and I think that stems from when I was younger. We lived by a very busy road, and a lot of my dogs become smashed, roadkill. And maybe over the years that kind of stuck with me. I don't know. I'm just not a big pet person, but I'm not against them, and I take care of them. I have a theory that you can kill any app by following these 3 steps: lower base pay, make acceptance rate matter in terms of order priority, and overhire. Yeah, Well, when I first started doing these apps, Grubhub was really good. I mean, every order was $14 and up. And it might be a mile, it might be 7 or 8 miles, but every one of them was up there. And then I signed up for Uber Eats, and those was not quite as good, but those was good. And then they started hiring more people because Grubhub used to only hire X amount of drivers per market. They did not over hire, and then they started over hiring. I don't know how DoorDash was when it first started, or it was DoorDash was never as good as what Grubhub was. Not here, not when I did it. Maybe years ago it was, but not when I did it. But now Spark has done the same thing. They're over hiring, like Alex says, and they've killed the app. Uh, the over hiring is how they can lower that base pay because they know people jump on those $7 orders like they are gold. I just don't get it. It drives me nuts. And sooner or later, they're going to figure it out. I hope that, or their parents are paying for their gas, or they get super good gas loans. Either way. Which you would think is totally obvious that would make the app not worth it for anyone. But when you consider a looming recession and tons of tech layoffs, people are desperate enough to take it. I just don't see how they're making any money. I really don't. Because, like they say, you got the driving there and you got the driving back. So whatever miles it is, double it. Whatever that payout is, consider that your hourly pay. Then subtract your gas, and gas is going up. I don't know what it is in your area, but it got down to like 2.19 a gallon, but it's 2.89 a gallon now. But when gas is going up, insurance has definitely went up. I was told because of the recession and all this and that. I don't know what that has to do with car insurance. I got quoted a 6 month price that was almost more than what my car would cost if I was to go buy it now. It was ridiculous. And never, ever, ever get online to do those quotes and put in your phone number because your phone will ring constantly unless you really want your phone ringing constantly. I made that mistake. I won't do that again. 278, and now it's 301. It's 289 here right now. But I with Walmart Spark, as long as your customer rating, you don't have to worry about your acceptance rating, but all your other ratings, if they're good, you get the free Walmart Plus app, which gives you 10 cents off a gallon at Murphy's USA. If you have a Murphy's USA, they're pretty much everywhere, I think, but you may not have one. I don't know. But anyway, it's 10 cents off a gallon for every gallon. Well, that is a little perk to having, Walmart Plus. 335 there. It's going up, and summertime's going to be coming, so you know what it's going to do. Does it? It's always doing it. It's going to go up. So them taking those $7 orders, going 5 miles, that's $7 an hour. That's at least 10 miles of driving. By the time you drive there and drive back, I just don't know how they're going to survive. Maybe they won't and they'll quit. That's what we're hoping for. But anyway, it is something to consider if Walmart starts hiring drivers in your area. I was in all green for 2 whole days. I haven't seen green on my acceptance rating in a year. It's been quite a while. Well, actually, probably not that long. Probably about 8 months. But all my other ones are green. Even my what was it? The on-time arrival. Oh, I don't know earnings metrics. Drop rate. My drop rate. It went up to 4%, but now it's back down to 2. So I'm at 100% on time, 2% drop rate, 28% acceptance rating, and I have been down to 2% several times. Customer rating 4.9. And some people will, let me say this real quick, and I'm going to get off here. On acceptance rating, most of the time it doesn't matter, but we, I believe, are coming into a time with, if you do Spark, that acceptance rating is going to make a difference. And it's only because they're, with the recession and all that going on and layoffs and lack of people not spending as much, there's less orders. And you still got quadruple the amount of drivers than you do orders. And that's why the acceptance rating now is really a valid concern. So if you can get that acceptance rating up, unless you're in a really good market where you don't have to worry about it yet, I said yet, you're fine. But here, it's now affecting us. So I'm now saying acceptance rating does matter in certain circumstances, and this is one of them, when you have less orders and a bunch of drivers. This little arrow goes up and down. Yeah, it does. 12% AR for me. I've had 35 deliveries so far. So I don't see other stats. Well, Porkchop, you kind of came in late on the game, so because I knew there for a while you was waiting to get on with Spark. So it used to be a lot better than what it is now, but I could understand how if you was newer, how your acceptance rating could drop quickly, very quickly now. Alex at 17%. It actually went down 8% when I had the 2 free access diamond orders after my reset. Oh, you're talking about DoorDash on that one? Okay. Yes, it took me 7 months to get approved. I knew there for a while you were struggling to get on with them. Oh, you're at 2%. Yeah, mine's been at 2%. So I never dropped to 1%, but I've dropped to 2% several times. Grandpa said that a while ago because I'm in a small market and saw it fluctuate on my app. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess it. It's like everything else. It's market dependent, but that's a good acceptance rating, 32%. But I really think in a lot of markets, if you like Wichita Falls, it does make a difference. I'm not saying take crap orders. I wouldn't even consider it. I don't. I'm still not moving for less than $17 a delivery. I'm not going to do it, especially if I can get on DoorDash. And DoorDash pays nowhere near what Spark does, but you can get 3, sometimes 4 dashes in an hour. And even if they're $7 or $8, that's a lot more than what Spark will pay you now, unless you get good orders. And there's still good orders out there. It's just they're hard to get now. Anyway, I hear the microwave going on in there, and I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to get off here. I'm not going to eat in front of you. But I appreciate y'all coming by. And like I said, I'm going to put that poll question over on the community tab. So if you get a chance, after a while, I'm going to eat something. So give me about 30 minutes to an hour and click over on that community tab and cast your vote again. Even if you already did, go, if you don't mind, go ahead and do it again. And that way you can kind of watch it too. And let's let it run for a while and just see how much. I don't know how many people actually look at that community tab or not, but it'll be interesting, I think. So never take crap orders, but I knew that the AR was going to matter at some point. Absolutely. And this it matters here now. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting year, that is for sure. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all coming by. You know what to do. Keep smiling. Be nice to one another, for real. If somebody don't want to socialize with you, don't force them to, but give them the opportunity to. Just be nice to them and nod your head, say hi. Just something. Just be friendly. We're what the future is going to be and how we raise our kids and grandkids. So just be nice. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. And I do appreciate y'all coming by, for real. I'll see y'all in the next video or the next live or out on the street somewhere. Y'all have a good one. Bye, y'all.